So what am I doing and why am I doing this? This is the underside of the car. There's the bell housing. There's the transmission. I've cleaned this up. It's still a mess. The engine's leaking all over the place. Basically the seals have just dried out or gotten cracked or just aren't working anymore. But everything has got a nice thick coat of either sludge or oil on it. So it's time. It's time to basically replace all the gaskets. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm going through this process. So what I'm going to do is I've surveyed it, I've taken a look at it. I'm thinking probably the easiest way to do this whole thing is to take the engine out of the car. It'll give me a chance to change the clutch out, and as you can see, there's been some repairs on the bell housing. So the bell housing has got a couple of holes in it. There's another hole up here, right here. So that needs to be replaced as well. So that's the reason for the project. All right, in order to get the ram head exhaust manifold off, first thing I gotta do is take off the air cleaner. And then there are three nuts down at the bottom of the ram's head. You have to get at that from underneath the car. And those are 3/8 inch bolts with a 9/16 nut on them. And so I took those off. And also on this side, there's the automatic heater control valve on the exhaust to provide heat into the intake for for cold starts. That is also a part of that three piece flange. When the ram's head comes off, that three piece or that heater valve is going to come off as well. Now, in order to get the ram's head off, there are 6 3/8 inch bolts, and there's 2 on the front port, 2 on the middle 2 ports, and 2 on the back 2. And I've got a bucket here that I'm filling up, but this is what they look like. They're shouldered. Well, no, they're not. They've got washers on them, lock washers. So I'm just going to take these off, and found it's easy to get at it with a nice extension. I've already loosened some of these up prior to taking the pictures or the video. Alright, so that goes in. That's a longer one than the front. It's got a bigger boss on it, longer boss. So the front 2 bolts are out, and you can see that the middle 2 bolts are definitely shorter or longer than the front 2. All right, so that's out. Let's see if I've got that one loosened up enough yet. Rid of the extension on this one. There it goes. There's the valve. Well, I first checked to see if all the bolts were where they're supposed to be, and with my hands, and I am missing a bolt on the middle port. The rearmost bolt is missing, so that was a little bit of a surprise. All right, I'm just going to start from front to back. That one's loose. Probably had some exhaust leak going on. Sound like a race car. That one's tight. If you're wondering why I'm wearing an overshirt and sweater, it's freaking cold here in Florida. Come on, get in there. That's tight. All right, I have to use a wrench, open wrench. Good old box wrench. Come on. That one doesn't want to come out. That's the back bolt. It's pretty tight in that corner. There, japers. That one's out now. So, put my wrenches down, pull this out. right up. Oh, it was hanging up. Dang it. One of the studs on the bottom hanging up on the exhaust pipe. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to get underneath and look. Alright, here's the underside look at this. If I can zoom in a little bit further. There's nothing holding that up. I just couldn't get it past some of the screw threads here. So I just have to mess with it a little bit more. Another shot of how greasy and gunky everything is below here. Alright, here's the passenger side. It says right hand on it, and there's the numbers. And then here's the driver's side, and then there's the numbers on that one. Kind of hard to read. What I'm going to do is clean them up with a wire brush and then look at them again. Okay, I actually used some sandpaper instead of a wire wheel. This is the right hand side. It's the passenger side, and this is 3932461 RH8. And this is the driver's side. It's 3932461 RH4. So I'll make sure I put those back. The 4 is on the driver's side, and the 6 or the 8 is on the passenger side. So I just looked up the part numbers and casting pattern numbers. RH4, and this is actually an RH3, not an RH8. The RH3 and the RH4 are just pattern numbers, so that's what the casting was made in. These are the correct part numbers for the castings, both for the right hand side and the left hand side. They're interchangeable. Okay, there we are pre-sandblast, and there it is post-sandblast. That one's ready for, once I clean off the sand on it, it's ready to get painted. Let me show you my setup here. Here's my sandblast cabinet. It's got a vacuum with a water trap. Only got about an inch or two of water below that. This pipe, when it's connected, just sits about 3 inches from the bottom of the bucket. And I've got holes drilled in the top here and holes drilled in the vacuum pipe so that this bucket doesn't collapse. It did before I added some a little bit of windage, but that works pretty good.